Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's up? It's Jason from the Brass Brigade. Hey, happy Tonto Tuesday. So before I start today's review of the Twosun TS300, if you're not subscribed, please do. Leave some comments if you have any questions. And I'm just trying to get the word out about my release of the SG gripper. That's a Warncliffe blade that I designed. Made by SG Knives that I'm actually going to make a production run of. If you don't know what I'm talking about, follow my Brass Brigade Instagram and you'll see pictures of it on there. And I'm going to start posting a lot more updates and pictures of the mock-ups. And pretty soon I'll be able to give you guys an estimate on when, where, and how much. So anyways, without further ado, I paid $200 for this, right? It was kind of like a bidding war on eBay. I've seen them go for as low as $158. I kind of got reamed, but they retail for $99, but I've never seen one sell for that. So anyways, for whatever you pay for it, knife comes in this box. In that box, there's a bag. In that bag is that knife, right? Pretty standard for Twosun. So real quick, this thing is about a little over 8 inches. Has a blade length of about 3.5 with a cutting area of about 3.5, right? The designer of this knife, his name is Mazwan Moatar. Not sure if that's how you say it. Anyways, this is his Instagram handle. Screenshot that. Give this guy a follow, and you can check out some other knives he's designed. Does some really cool stuff. So, anyways, at the Brass Brigade, I have a 40 possible point scoring system. And today I'm going to go through the scoring, right, with you guys and explain why it got what it got. So, the TS300. Okay, for comfort carry, it didn't do that great. So, for comfort carry, this thing got a 7. And the reason why it got a 7 is because ergonomically, it's pretty comfortable, right? There are some definite nitpicks, one being that I don't know how safe I would feel using this sort of like, we'll call it the finger dip. It just doesn't, it feels like you could have a bad day, right? If you're sweaty and you're actually getting into the knife, I just feel like you could slip forward. And, you know, I tattoo for a living, so I kind of need to, you know, not have cuts all over my hands because that would just be fucking gross. The pocket clip, it's your basic Twosun pocket clip with that weird ball that wants to rip holes in your pants. Never been a fan of their pocket clips. I think they're, as of lately, doing some better ones now, but on the older knives, they're like this. Anyways, all the ones that I've handled have been like that, and they're kind of shitty. Anyone that has one of these, you guys know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I wouldn't really use that. I mean, I would for like light work stuff, but I wouldn't like really bear down on this motherfucker and try to use it because I don't know. It's kind of like a safety issue. Maybe I'm a little weenie, but whatever. And then one other thing I'm not fond of is when you do get, say, a normal grip, that distance from the cutting edge, right? The starting of the knife, the blade, to your knuckles, that's just kind of like a big gap. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, right? So for comfort carry, I gave it a 7. It's not like, there's nothing that stands out. Like, you don't feel the pocket clip, right or left-handed. I mean, you feel it, but it's definitely no hot spots or anything like that. It's just not the most comfortable knife, right? So therefore, I gave it a 7. Build finish, I went ahead and gave it a 7 for build finish too. So it's done pretty well. And one thing they kind of fell short on though, look at how wide the bevel is right there on that side, right? And you can also see it doesn't look like it's a perfect straight line. So look how wide it is on this side. And then on this side, it's not as wide. And it's just kind of inconsistent. Like, the bevels aren't even. Yeah, it just, I mean, let me give you guys an example so you know what I'm talking about. Look at how straight this Arcane Design Necronaut is. See how perfect that is? The bevel's the same, width all the way down, right, on both sides. And this is just sort of inconsistent. It really is. Might be hard to pick up on my phone. You guys are just gonna have to take my word for it. Another thing, it is very smooth, but I don't know if it's because of how simple the design is or he used standoffs instead of, say, a backspacer. But all the other Twosuns I've handled, and like, say, something like the Necronaut, it just feels more solid. Like when you're opening it, like the sounds this thing makes, right? And even on the close, like it feels anemic, like weak. It's a hard feeling to explain. You know, this thing has like titanium bearings. It's all titanium construction. The blade steel, ladies and gentlemen, is 14C28N. I only have one knife with that blade steel, and this is it. So I'm not even sure if that's a great steel or not. Maybe one of you guys know, let us know in the comments, right? So build finish, yeah, I gave it a 7, and part of this has to do with quality control. I have a couple other Twosuns, and they're like almost flawless. So I know the work that these guys can do, and it's just in this knife, it just doesn't meet or exceed that level of you know, perfection some of their other knives do. Like the TS195 I have, I mean, there's a couple nitpicks, but it's fucking pretty freaking awesome. And for the price, yeah, it's real awesome. So anyways, price value, this is, this can be, you know, mileage may vary. So I gave it a 7. I totally got ripped off as far as I'm concerned. I think I actually paid $220 or $221 or kind of like an odd number, I remember. Again, you can find these as low as $158 on eBay. I know someone in the comments when I did an unboxing of this was like, you can get those for $99. Show me, please. Show me where you can get these for $99. Because for $99, every one of those scores would have changed. Because if it was only $100, you would be getting a lot for your money. But since I paid $220, I'm going to give it a 7, and the reasons why it's not getting a lower score than that is because I absolutely do know if you search, you know, hard enough, you're going to find these for, you know, like 150 and up, right? Again, like I wouldn't be surprised if some people can find them for 120, right? If you get lucky on a bid that starts at 100, but I haven't seen these go for less than 158 as of recently, right? Not 2 years ago when they came out, but recently. So yeah, 7. Cool factor, I gave it a 7. So here's why I gave it a 7, guys. If you handle like the TS195, right, and just look over the whole knife and fidget around with it, it's significantly more solid and just overall done better than this. Cool factor, it's not going to score that high because you know what? You can go on eBay right now and find 7 of these, right? You can bid on 7 different, you know, ones and, you know, put your max bid in, and then they'll email you and let you know if someone's bid higher. And if you really, really want it, you know, you can, you know, redo your bid or go check it out like an hour or 2 before the bidding stops. And, you know, if it's in a price range that agrees with you, you can pull the trigger on it and buy it. But I'm just going to give it a 7. They are pretty available. Yeah, some people are overcharging for them. But I got to be honest with you guys. I like to think of some of you as my friends. That being said, like my buddy Dave, Luis, some of these other guys that have been chiming in more periodically lately, I truly I wouldn't recommend this knife. I just wouldn't. I mean, you could wait for maybe like a Necronaut to come out, right? Oh shit, all sorts of fucking knives out there that you can get that I would recommend before the TS300, right? I mean, look, this thing was like $100 more than that. And look how much sweeter it is, right? I actually got that for $100 because I won a motherfucking raffle. Anyways, real quick, since it's Tonto Tuesday, special guest, the Midgard family, Little Viking. Dwarfs, right? Look at that thing, dude. Check on the secondary market periodically for a Little Viking. If you guys can find one and it's not too outrageously priced, if you can get it for around $600, buy it. Buy this knife. Highly recommend this one right here. Just for fucking stilo points. Dude, this thing is sick. Anyways, guys, yeah, the Twosun, it got a TS300. It got a 28. I wouldn't recommend it. I just feel like you guys can get cooler knives for, you know, the same price or lower. And yeah, that's just my opinion, man. Hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe, shoot straight, and till the next one. Yeah.